Hello my beautiful friends and welcome to Tailor Made Beauty by Kris. In today's video I am doing a multi-day wear test of the new Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation. I test all kinds of conditions and see how this performs. Before I go any further, first of all, thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for getting me up over 100. If you're one of the many viewers I have that haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell so you'll be notified when I post every Monday and Thursday. Okay, moving on to the foundation. Right now, I believe you can only get this foundation at the Anastasia website or at Ulta. I looked on this for a website and I didn't see it there. This is a luminous foundation with a natural finish. It says the radiant formula delivers long-wearing medium coverage yet still feels weightless and looks ultra fresh. It comes in 50 shades and is $38 for 1 ounce. And all right, the cats are not agreeing, so my apologies if you hear cat fighting in the background. It's a beautiful heavyweight glass bottle and it comes with a pump. Thank you very much. And the cover fits on nice and tight, so I don't think I'd be worried about that traveling. This is, what does it say? It says it's vegan, gluten-free, alcohol-free. Clinically tested, it is suitable for sensitive skin, long wearing, and no flashback. They recommend you can apply it with what? Oh, it says you can use a brush, a beauty blender, or your fingers, and that it looks great on its own. But if you want, you can use a setting powder. And I think it's interesting that they sell a setting powder that goes with this foundation. My Ulta was out of it. And I don't know many of us that are worried about setting powder, but okay, we'll test that. And the tips they give is using the inside of your wrist and your vein colors when you're trying to color match this. So let's get into it. Since this is day one with the foundation, I am only going to prime half of my face and we'll see how it performs on the other half without the primer. And today I am using the Smashbox Photo Finish Minimize Pores. And you may have seen my primer video. I'll link it below for you if you missed it. But I tested 11 primers and I'm still searching for my holy grail, but this one performed well. And so I am applying it to my right side and just really pressing it in, you know, to the wrinkles on my forehead. I think my Botox is totally gone out of there. And once again, I find myself wondering, do I go get Botox again or not? Press it into the pores and really making sure that half of the chin gets good coverage. All right. And I'm going to use just my fingers today and see how that works. It's nice. It's got a pump and it's going to take a little bit to get that pump primed. There we go. There, now it's coming. Good one. So that's about a pump and a half, and you can see it's pretty thick liquid. It's slowly running. And this is medium coverage, so that's not too surprising. And well, I'm not sure how I'm loving the color I picked. I got this at Ulta yesterday, and as is often the case at Ulta, you know, nobody's there to help you. You got to color match yourself. And while I was trying to be very thorough, this is definitely going to be a summer color for me. And give me just a minute, I'm looking here at my magnifying mirror. It's going on pretty nicely with fingers. Let me try the primed side. I will admit I'm being a little distracted by the color, but I think as it's going on, it's looking okay. Look at the forehead. And I do feel like they are delivering on the promise. This is good medium coverage. I would even maybe call it medium plus, medium on the way to full, just how it's, I feel like it looks on my skin. It feels nice. It's not super tacky. Feel like it's drying down nicely. Now, as I mentioned, they say you don't need a setting powder with this foundation, which I, quite honestly, don't believe. But we will give it one day with no setting powder. I'm going to go finish my makeup, sans setting powder, and I'll come back. And here I am all ready for the day. I will say that this dried down nicely and quickly. I did not use any setting powder or finishing powder. I did use setting spray. When I'm looking in the mirror, what I'm noticing, I do like, there's a little tiny bit of luminosity to this foundation. I don't normally like luminous foundations. I don't like looking shiny, but this I think delivers on just kind of a nice healthy glow. It is, I'm impressed with the job it's doing on my pores. That's one of the things it said. It's a blurring foundation, and even the no primer side is having, my pores are being nicely blurred. I do feel like the primed side, the foundation is sitting a little bit better on my skin on that side, which is not a surprise. And on neither side am I loving how it's wearing down here at the corners of my mouth. I really think that's an area that benefits from being set, but that's a problem to try tomorrow. All right, I'll try checking in with you this evening and we'll see how it wears today. It has been almost 9 hours since I put the foundation on. And looking at it close up, I'm really surprised because the non-primed side is outperforming the primed side. My pores look better over here. It has worn better over here. It's broken up more on the primed side, although there are areas on my chin and around my nose that have broken up on the non-primed side. So that may largely be due to there was no setting powder, no finishing powder today. We will find out tomorrow. Today I have primed my entire face with the Kris, what is this? 1 Minute Face Perfector. And this is color 010, one fits all. Now, I don't know if this comes in different shades. I would hope so, but one fits all makes it sound like it doesn't. This is kind of a thick mousse, and it was awfully dark. I mean, right now it's summer, and so I am on the border between light and medium, almost into medium, and this was almost too dark for me. And I feel like it could almost double as a foundation, but okay. Anyway, that's what I'm using for primer today. And I have a damp Real Techniques beauty blender that I will be using for applying today. So we'll start with one pump. And let's start by taking it on the beauty blender and using that to apply. Ow! Oh! You remember my kitten from the other day? She just attacked my knee. Sorry about that. that is going on nicely. Although I will say that it's kind of, maybe it's my technique. I'm feeling like it's taking a lot of work to get it to cover everything. I think on the other side I'm going to dab it on with my finger and then blend it in. And I feel like that is working a wee bit better. I had this experience the other day. When I'm putting it on, it really feels like makeup. I mean, not the texture or anything or the consistency, but it looks like it. It took a while for it to warm up and blend into my skin, and I'm having that same reaction today. So I'm going to try half a pump, and I think it works out much better to dab on with fingers and then use the Beauty Blender to work it around and work it in. And I'm kind of trying to good grief, pay special attention to pressing it in to where I have fine wrinkles up on my forehead and pores around my nose, edges of my mouth. Wow. Like I mentioned before, I think I got a shade too dark because I can really tell around my eyes where I don't have anything applied right now. But that is not the foundation's fault. That was my doing. Okay. Yes, there is no doubt that this gives, really good medium coverage. I would even say, for my opinion, medium to bordering towards full. So today I will be setting and with powder and using finishing powder that I did not do yesterday, and we'll see how that works today. Back in a couple minutes. And here's my final look today. I set it with Lancome's Long Time No Shine powder. I used Huda Beauty's Resting Boss Face as setting spray, and then finished it with It Cosmetics Bye Bye Porous Pressed Powder. And I will say it's not doing much for camouflaging lines. I feel like my forehead lines and my 11s are getting emphasized. Also, lines around the corners of my mouth. But, you know, from back here, it doesn't look too bad. It is not luminous at all on me. Now, I'm not necessarily minding that because I found I don't really like luminous foundations, but a few minutes ago it was feeling really dry, and I have normal skin, so that is unusual for me. We'll see how it wears today. Well, I'm here at a 9-hour check-in, and this is so disappointing. It's totally worn off my chin. My texture is accentuated. In fact, it's giving me texture I don't even have. What the heck? So, maybe it's the primer. I can't blame it for sure all on the foundation, but yeah, it's no good. So I'll try it again tomorrow. We'll try a different primer, give this thing one more shot. Welcome to day 3. In an effort to figure out if there's anything that I'm doing that is making this foundation less than optimal, I'm trying 2 different primers today. On my right side, I have the Maybelline Master Blur Stick, and on my left side, I have the Tarte Base Tape. So let's see how that goes today. And today we're going to try a brush. This is from It Cosmetics. I believe it is the 101, yes, the 101 Airbrush. So we'll start with one pump. Today I'm not going to freak out about how dark this is. Enough said. And I am going to stipple. That's how I like to use a brush. I feel like that's how I get the best look. It doesn't matter how many times I go over it when people kind of, brush it on or paint it on. I always end up with brush marks. So I stipple. Okay. And I think I picked up too much on my brush because I'm already out. And it's definitely a lot more coverage on that side than this side. I have it applied now. When I look in my 7X mirror that I have here, I'm not loving how it applies with the brush. It's not very even coverage. I recognize that might be my technique, so let me try sort of buffing it in a bit and see if that helps. I will say, however, that other foundations, when I use this method, go on beautifully. So again, it's just trying to find a way that makes this foundation work. Okay, I've applied it, and I also know that even though I am abhorred by what I see in the mirror, that this foundation takes a while to warm up and settle in. By the time I go back to my bathroom to finish my makeup, I will be much more pleased with how it looks. So I'm not going to freak out right now. See you in a minute. I don't know if I've mentioned it to you, but my undergrad degree is in engineering, so I try to be as scientific as I can about testing these foundations. So for example, today, I did a primer on each side, and as I've been doing, I stuck with my same setting powder, which is the Lancome Long Time No Shine, and finishing powder of It Bye Bye Pores, the pressed powder. But I was suspicious that the Huda Beauty setting spray was contributing to the kind of the dry feeling, because that has denatured alcohol in it. So today instead I set with the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 setting spray, and it doesn't feel quite as dry as it did yesterday. So even though I'm changing two variables today, like I said, I'm really trying to find a way to make this foundation work. I will see you later on today. It's now been 11 hours since I put my makeup on this morning, and I did check it at the 8-hour mark. I was not able to shoot because I had some other commitments, but I did check it. And even trying the different things today, it just has not worked. It's settled into wrinkles. It's totally worn off my chin. It exaggerates lines and texture. This is just not the foundation for me. It doesn't work on my normal skin. It doesn't work on my textured skin. I'm wondering if you have combination skin, or maybe run oily, if it would work better. I don't know. I can't say. I just I'm really disappointed. I thought, Anastasia would do a better job on the formulation. I did like how it looked a little while after putting it on, and it gives good coverage, but that coverage is gone. So I can't recommend this. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this video or found it useful, please give me a thumbs up. I post every Monday and Thursday. There are so many of you viewers who are not subscribers. I would love it if you just go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. Have a really fantastic day.